Her pretty colored skin had been all frosted with the dew. "Oh, well," she cried, "I'll take you in, and I'll take care of you. Take me in, O tender woman. Take me in, for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman," sighed the broken snake. She wrapped him up all cozy in a curvature of silk, and then laid him by the fireside with honey and some milk. Now she hurried home from work that night. As soon as she arrived, she found that pretty snake she'd taken in had been revived. She was happy. "Take me in, O tender woman, take me in, for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman," sighed the broken snake. Now she clutched him to her bosom. "You're so beautiful," she cried. "But if I hadn't brought you in by now, heavens, you might have died." Now she stroked his pretty skin, and then she kissed him and held him tight. But instead of saying thank you, that snake gave her a vicious bite. "Take me in, O tender woman, take me in, for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman," sighed that vicious snake. "I saved you," cried the woman, "and you've bit me. Heavens, why? You know your bite is poisonous, and now I'm going to die." "Oh, shut up, silly woman," said the reptile with a grin. "You knew damn well I was a snake before you took me in." Right? Right? USA, USA. So we don't know what we're doing, folks, and we have to learn. We're going to make America great again. We're going to do a few things, and I'm going to go over them quickly, but the main thing I want you to do tonight, go home, go to sleep, get a good rest, go out tomorrow. You got to beat Kasich. He's not going to be a great president. He's not going to be strong. He's weak on the borders. Remember, when he was a congressman, he signed NAFTA. NAFTA destroyed Ohio. It destroyed Ohio. And now he wants to sign TPP. That is going to be worse. I have studied it so carefully. That is going to be worse for Ohio. It's going to take all of your car business out. It's going to take all of your other, but the car business is going to be destroyed by TPP, and he wants it, and nobody knows why he wants it, including himself. Maybe one of his lobbyists are demanding it. Maybe the special interests from the cars or something are demanding it. Maybe one of the other countries that are going to benefit are demanding it. Who knows? It is absolutely crazy. They don't even talk about monetary manipulation in the agreement. It's 6,000 pages long. It's 12 countries at least. And here's what happens. We don't even have people that read these things. But those countries have read every single word. They've diagnosed it, every single word. We're going to be wrapped. If we're going to make trade agreements, do nice, simple, boom, boom, boom. Do them with individual countries that deserve it. Don't do it with this whole mass group. And then you watch. China, they're watching. They're not in the agreement now, but they're watching. And they will come in through the back door at a later date, and they will take it over, and they will continue to laugh at how stupid our country and how stupid our leaders are. But it won't happen if I'm the leader. It won't happen. And remember, look, I love China. China's great. I love Mexico. It's all great. Their leaders are too smart for our leaders. Our leaders don't have a clue. So think of China. Think of China. Trade deficit, $500 billion. Then these stupid people say, and I'm a conservative, but I'm a common sense person. And I like to say I'm a common sense conservative. Look, I'm very conservative on the military. I'm very conservative with the veterans. The veterans are going to be taken care of, folks. Okay? Really. Better than ever before by a factor of 10. I'm very conservative on the border. Nobody, remember, Sheriff Joe, nobody is like me on the border. I'm very conservative on health care. I'm conservative on Second Amendment. We're going to keep our Second Amendment. We're not playing games. Very, very. But when it comes to trade, I love free trade. See, a true conservative only wants free trade. And that's good if you have smart people negotiating for you. But we don't. We don't. We have the opposite. I'm trying to be nice. We have the opposite. So here's the story. Here's the story. We're going to have great agreements. We're going to have great agreements. We're not going to have agreements where they're good for certain people. I'm self-funding my own campaign. I'm putting up my own money. When that big plane flies into Ohio, you know who's paying for it? Trump is paying for it. Not a special interest. I'm paying for it. And let me tell you, it's expensive. But I'm paying. Made in the USA. It's called Boeing. Made in the USA. But look, but I'm paying for it. I'm self-funding. And I don't know if I get credit for that. I've spent, you know, a lot of money on the campaign. By the way, here's the beauty. Like in New Hampshire, I spent $2 or $2.5 million. I came in first in a landslide. Other people, one in particular, spent, I think it was $50 million, $58 million, came in 5th or 6th. Who do you want as president? I mean, when you think. Wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be nice, seriously, if we could spend the least and get the best result? Wouldn't that be nice? I mean, in education in the world, 30 countries, the United States is number 30, but it's number 1 on cost. So, cost per pupil. So we are number 1 on cost. And by the way, cost per pupil, not even close. We are so much higher than number 2 that we don't even talk about number 2. So we're number 1 on cost, and we're the worst in terms of the education we produce. You have Norway, Sweden, Denmark, China, some countries that you never even heard of before. And they're ahead of us in education. So we're going to change it around, folks. We're going to have strength. We're not going to have, and let me just tell you, I don't know if I get credit for self-funding my campaign, but these guys, you know, they're not stupid people. They're not stupid. You ask, how did they make a deal so stupid? They're not stupid. Their lobbyists told them to make it. They are totally controlled by their lobbyists and by special interests. So when I tell Carrier, which just announced they're moving, Carrier, guess what? This is your president. Now, this is not very presidential. My wife said, the last debate, and Ivanka said. Anybody ever hear of Ivanka? Yes. They said, Dad, you're doing great in the debates, but do me a favor. You're really ahead. Act presidential tonight. I said, what does that mean? She said, act presidential. In other words, when they come at you with things, just stand there and act president. Now, let me tell you, and I told this to the press, I can be more presidential than any president the United States has ever had, except for Honest Abe Lincoln. He's tough with the top hat. I can't do it. Honest Abe, I mean, he was seriously president. Honest Abe, I don't think I can beat Honest Abe. I've never said that before, that I can't beat somebody. I don't think I can act more presidential than Honest Abe. Now, I said, so what does that mean? Well, that means when they come at you with the barbs and this, just, I said, I can't do that. But I did. In the last debate, I was proud of myself. I did, and I won that debate. I won that debate, according to the poll. But look. So they say act president. So I'm going to tell you this isn't presidential, because I'm not supposed to be doing it. You're president of the United States, but you know what? I'm more interested in having jobs in this country than I am acting presidential, okay? Now, I have Carl Icahn. I have some of the greatest business people in the world, and we have the best negotiators. We have the best business people. But I have Carl Icahn. I have great people. But this is too easy. I just want to do it myself. So Carrier announced that they're getting rid of 1,400 jobs. I buy Carrier air conditioners. I buy Trane. I buy a lot of them. Buy a lot of air conditioners. I buy a lot of televisions, you know, they all come from South Korea. We don't make televisions anymore. Used to be we had Zenith. We had RCA. We had GE. We don't have anything anymore. They're all made over in South Korea. A little bit Sony, not much. They've lost their way. But they're all made over in South. I order thousands and thousands of televisions. And I say, can we buy them in the USA? We can't. So it's pretty tough. So here's what happens with Carrier.